Hello gang, welcome to Patch Notes for June 16th, 2015. Today we're going to be covering the Nox Rework, we're going to be covering some new skins, some hunter balance changes, or just item balance changes in general, but they're mainly affecting the hunters, and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and move through the skins first. Also, the new arena map should be done? Question mark? Who knows? But let's look at the first skin we have to talk about, which is a new Agni skin. This skin is awarded for completing Spread the Love achievement. Played 30 hours with a player you have referred in your party. Wow. So, not a whole lot of people are going to be able to pick this one up most likely. Unless they have an alt account that they have a friend to play with. So yeah, really cool skin. I like it. It's very poetic looking. It's a Shakespearean skin, of course. I try something a little bit different. Here's a tidbit of the voice pack. The rest of it will be at the end of the video, so enjoy.
To practice! The lead role is mine. Give me your hands if we be friends.
Alrighty, moving on. We have the Cupid Skin. This cute little bugger is going to be the reason you will hate bees. Now I get to make even more terrible bee jokes while playing a god that's not AMC. He is kind of adorable though. He has lots of bees and flowers and honeycombs. Or not honeycombs, but honey hive things, beehives. That's the word I was looking for. So here's a little bit of his voice pack.
Woohoo! Can't be like me. That's the bee's knees. Sorry. Good game. Be positive.
Just a small bit. The rest of it again at the end. Then we have the close to my heart, I guess you could say, Bayou. I live in Texas, so I'm near Louisiana at least. Very, very nice Nox skin. I really do like it, especially with the Vulcan's Forge that I'm coming out with, which is, you should go watch. Yeah, because it has a fetish. Anyway, you'll go watch it. I love that show. But anyway, so very cool looking, very dark, and just it feels and looks so cool and good. I love it.
I'm much more than just pins and dolls, darling. I am merciless. I warned you. Now the end come.
So moving on, we have tier 2 skins. So we have two of these actually. We have Crimson Death Collie, which is a very nice looking collie. Headdress is awesome. Some of these look better than any of the other skins they have. The texture on this one is very nice. I love the tier 2 skins. I just wish I could afford them. And then next we have Sun Wukong, which is a very like this is the Bart actually said it perfectly. This is what you drew as a kid, like just the really cool spikes everywhere, comic book type of character almost, like just really spiky and just you know. Then we have some updates to some gold skins. So gold skins, the retro going to be done, so it's not like they're all going to be done at once, but they're going to be going through and fixing them. And so gold, diamond, and legendary skins are going to now not actually change the skin color or that. It's just going to change the wardrobe, which is a change, to be quite honest, I'm glad for. Because I think the Athena skin looks awful. I think the Athena looks terrible anyway, but that's just my opinion. As you can see, the gold, the golden black armor, golden blue armor, and even a little bit with the Anubis, you'll see in a second, the diamond. They don't have it out for the Bologna yet, but these two will be added in, and they just look amazing. Like, you can't get much better than that. And then we have voice packs. We have some emotes for some various characters, mainly dances and furious poses, and a firework global emote. Some new ward skins, kind of cool. Some UI changes, gameplay changes, a bunch of fixes, buffs and titans getting stuck on walls and joust and all that. Bear's voice pack has a few changes. But next we have some items to talk about, and boy is this kinda cool in my opinion. I'm a main hunter. I love hunters, but I'm glad that these items are being nerfed because hopefully it'll open up more options. So Bluestone Pendant getting a fairly significant nerf. The power being knocked off of it really isn't the point that matters. The fact that it's having half of its mana regen cut is the part that matters. That is really a ton of mana, and I think that's cool. I like it. People disagree with me, but I don't like Bluestone Pendant anyway. I like Transcendence, and that's the wrong thing to build, but I enjoy it, so I do it anyway, and I don't care what others say. However, we're also going to see Witchblade getting a buff, which is totally awesome. So the attack speed slow is increased, so it's now 20%, and the amount of power that is reduced increases by 5%. So Witchblade going to be a little bit better of an item to counter hunters and even assassins and stuff like that. Very cool, very cool, very, very cool. Iqval has lost 10% of its attack speed. Instead of changing the cost of the item because it was over budgeted, they went ahead and just took 10% off of the attack speed. So making this item a little less good will slow hunters down just a little bit. Same thing for Executioner. They increased the cost by 50, which is, yeah, whatever. 50's whatever. That's a ward, right? It means a little less vision. The main point is they knocked off 5% of the attack speed. So that's how that works. Next, we have Heartseeker taking a nerf in the cost, increasing by 100 gold. So not a major, 2 wards, right? Or 2 pots or whatever. So not a major nerf, but just a little bit. Just a little bit. As you can tell, they're trying to just tune things back a little bit. Some items that don't see much game play or use. Shield of Regrowth getting a slight buff, although I still don't think that the item will be worth it for most gods. Maybe a Hercules would consider picking this up now. So it gets 10 extra physical protection. Runic Shield getting a slight cost reduction. Still don't think that's going to be enough to make it be picked up by most people. Unless you're having like 3 or 4 mages. Even then, 3 mages, no. But 4 maybe. Maybe a Hercules will pick it up if they don't need to counter healing with Pestilence or something like that. Ancile has a slight cost reduction as well. Actually, pretty decent one, 150 gold. This item is not used very much, and that's because the cost is high and it takes a while to get stacks. So this is an item that you're looking at getting in the solo lane. Hunters generally will never pick this up. Unless maybe you are going up against a Guardian Freya lane. I don't know why you would, but if you do, maybe, but I doubt it. Celestial Legion Helm is a anti-crit item for mages. It neglects the first crit that you take and then gives you magical power to fight them. This item has had a pretty drastic change. It went from 2,850 gold to 2,350. That's 500 gold. That's a huge chunk. And the passive has even been, can be more often used every 6 seconds. So it's a really big jump for it, and I think it's kind of cool. Here's some god changes, and here's where I'm kind of like, oh, what? Okay, so Muzen is getting a change. My most played god, so it terrifies me a little. Actually, I really don't necessarily like this in some degrees. So, the ways bees works is you throw ability on people, they get bees, they take damage over time. Simple, straightforward. So the way this is going to work is, if you land a basic attack, and I guess I really don't mind as much as I think I do. If you land a basic attack on a target, it extends the duration of bees. The duration of bees has been dropped down to 2 seconds. So if you land 2 auto attacks after you apply bees, then the person has a disarm on them for 1 second. So if you keep auto attacking them, it keeps increasing the duration of bees. So you can keep it going, right? Like you can apply bees. So actually the thing I wonder is, so if you apply bees, right, you extend it once, you then throw honey under them, they walk out of it while you're still hitting them. Does that refresh it to 2 seconds and then count for the disarm? That's something that needs to be tested. And Vulcan's turrets now take damage from bees. Cool. They like shove their bodies into the turret and damage it. I don't know. So that's the change in Muzen. Their thought process is it makes him just kind of want to shoot you in the face more. Which, okay, whatever. I'm not big. Again, I like Transcendence. I like ability-based hunters. I almost like mages, but I don't like mages. But yeah. So, cool. Alposh is getting a slight nerf. Kind of. So there's a graphics fix, whatever. However, the important thing is, Empty the Crypts now disappears when he dies. This is big. So if, like, last second he happens to drop this, then it won't stay up for the full duration, which is good. Fixed an issue with Artemis. Not really important. Fix some things with Kuang. Well, let's talk about Transgressor's Fate. Fix an issue where enemies could be affected by the trap's pool after they are teleported away from it. Oh. Okay, so actually this is, it's a fix, right? But it's technically, it kind of goes against her, which sucks. So if she teleports away, or if they step in a trap, and then like it pulls you in, if they were to teleport away from that, it would sometimes pull them back, which is really weird. That was a bug, but it is going to go against her just a little bit. Kuang fixed an issue where casting an ability while out of mana would consume 2 charges. Yee, that's terrible. King of the Eastern Seas, his ultimate, fixed several cases where landing the ability would not properly knock up or execute the enemy. Oh, okay, this is big. So if you ever played Kuang, you might have noted that you executed somebody, right? You used the ability, but it didn't kill them, even though they were in execute range. And it's not like they healed to get out of it, like it just didn't kill them. This is hopefully going to fix that. Stormcall had some graphic fixes, blah, don't care about that at all. Chang'e fixed an issue where Jade Rabbit would get stuck on joust wall. Joust walls are apparently badly coded. Hoi! So this is cool. So instead of doing his silly little running, it looks like every terrible, or not even terrible, but every Japanese movie or Chinese movie where they show like the whole like kung fu fighting, jumping up in the air, running that thing, his dive bomb, no longer does that. Instead, he does like a Sun Wukong, flips up in the air, and then he can choose to land in a certain location. And this is the same length that it would be when he did the little dash. So add some variety to him, makes him a little bit better, and he can actually leap over walls now as well. So that's cool. Neza, this is huge. So Neza is getting a fairly large, okay, maybe not fairly large, he's getting a buff. Okay, so his passive is now Righteous Spirit instead of Immortal Spirit. Whenever he strikes an enemy with a basic attack, he gets a stack, or if he critically hits, he gets 2 stacks. He may activate Flaming Spear to consume those stacks and heal himself. So he gets, it's 1.25 per stack of his maximum health. So 20 stacks is 20% of your maximum health. That's a fairly big heal. 20 being the maximum that he can get healed for, excuse me. That's really cool, I like that. I'm not sure of how well that's going to change him, but it will definitely be interesting. And then a bug fix. Fixed an issue where using ability on Giannis when he was going through a portal would cause both players to get stuck. That would suck. Do they just die? So, Rada, Ricky Tiki Tacky, has gotten some weird changes, a lot of nerfs, but some slight changes. Let's go over those real quick because this video is already taking way longer than I want it to. So, through the Cosmos, he will now land at the last valid targeted location if this ability runs out and he's targeting a non-valid location. So if you attempt to jump into the trees and you can't, you will jump wherever you last landed. The damage of this ability has been decreased, the scaling has been decreased, and the maximum time on a branch has been decreased. Dart. So now you actually, for every target you hit, it marks them, but it probably still doesn't actually show a mark. But for every target it hit, it marks them. And then if you hit that target again, it won't reset. So if you dash through 3 people, those 3 people are marked. If you then dash through 2 more people, they are marked, and then all 5 are marked, and you can't reset your dash, so you can only get 3 dashes instead of 6. Pretty significant change. Definitely going to make Opal Acorn. I don't see Opal Acorn being as good anymore. So Acorn Blast. Emerald Acorn, let's see, reduces the maximum number of hits that trigger the heal from 5 to 4. Thought it was 4 anyway, but okay. Maybe it was bugged and it was actually doing 1 more than it was supposed to. Sapphire Acorn, reduce the damage from blah 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 to blah blah blah. 20 off the top end. Actually 20 at all levels. And reduce the scaling by 20%. Reduce the physical power of blue and yellow acorns, reduce the physical penetration of Sapphire Acorn by 5 and 5 for the other one. So overall, he just significantly got nerfed. It is what it is, right? Okay, so that fixed a issue where his tail whip would not go on cooldown if interrupted. Sun Wukong fixed an issue where quick casting would not let you go into Eagle Transformation. That sucks. Xbalanque addressed an issue where Xbalanque would not be able to attack after casting an ability. Yeah, I remember that one too, and it sucked. And Zeus reworked the clap emote. This video is way longer than I want it to be, and we still have one more thing to talk about. So I'm going to, as quickly as possible, talk about this, and then just, you can watch all the footage and really see what it is. So, Flame of the Night. Whenever Nox, let's see, for each ability Nox casts, a candle is lit. For every candle lit, Nox gains 3% of magical power. When Nox takes damage, one of those candles are blown out. So she can get up to, is it 3 candles? Or 4 or 5? I don't even know. I think it's 4 or 5. Okay, I don't remember. I haven't played a lot of Nox. So, a decent amount of power. Was it 15% magical power? Pretty good. Her entire kit's been reworked massively. So we have Flame of the Night, her passive. We have Shadow Lock, her first ability. Siphon Darkness, her second ability. Shadow Step, her fourth ability, or her third ability plus passive, and Night Terror being her ultimate. Let's start with what I think to be the most simple, and that is Night Terror. Night Terror is think of it like a mixture between Kuang and Ra. That type of ability, right? So she fires a beam of darkness. There's not really that much of a cast up time or build up time, but she fires a orb of darkness, and then the part that's different is whenever it hits an enemy or a wall or reaches its max duration, it explodes. So you can't snipe people through walls with it. But what you can do is shoot it, hit someone, and it explodes into a AoE. That is it. Enemies hit are also weakened and deal 30% less damage for the duration of the dot that it applies on people. So not only is it a fire hits, explodes, then does dot. The dot has a weakening effect on. Pretty cool. So that's the most simple of her abilities. So her 1 and 2 are a combination that work together. Her 2, she puts a AoE on the ground like she used to. So she puts an AoE down, after 2 seconds it explodes. So it's not the quick damage like it used to be. She puts it down, it explodes and does damage. If you're inside of the field, it silences you. So you move on to her 1, which is Shadow Lock. It roots the player in place. She is silenced while using this. She cannot use any other ability. She cannot auto attack. So she can lay her 2 down. She uses her 1, as you will see in the video, or you're seeing right now, and she can lock a target down with that. She can't cast though. They can auto attack. So if they're ranged hunters, then they can auto attack her and possibly kill her. And that's it. That's the entire combo. It's really cool, but let's move on because we're in a hurry. The next ability she has is Siphon Darkness. Shadow Step. So this is an ability where she dashes forward. She's not CCable. I don't think. She may be CCable. They didn't really say. But she can dash through targets. If she hits an enemy, she damages them. If she hits an ally, though, she goes inside of them and becomes part of their shadow. This ability may or may not have a shield component to it to where they can damage her out of it, but that is yet to be seen. But it's really cool, and then she can leave, and whenever she leaves, it does an AoE. So it's a really cool ability. Your jungler's coming up, you dash to them, go inside of them, they then leap onto the person, and you come out of them and do explosive damage. Plus then you lock them down, and she's going to be amazing is what I'm saying. And that concludes this patch notes. Watch all the video footage at the end though to really be able to get a full look at what's happening. This video is so long, but there's nothing I can do about it. I'm sorry. It's a lot of patch. So I thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Say.
Stupendous! The lead role is mine. Give me your hands if we be friends. Sorry. And see. Fortune befriends the bold. Quiet.
Minions have spawned.
Experience is the name we give to our mistakes. Curse this. Have fun!
Hush, please. That's too bad. Buzz off. Keep on buzzing.